Hi. So today I want to talk about a topic of forgiveness. I got a few questions around this. One was about how do we approach forgiveness? What's the purpose of forgiveness or asking for forgiveness? I think forgiveness is not that kind of a thing like you're wrong, so you need my forgiveness in order to us to be okay or you to be a nice person or something like that. For me, forgiveness is like I was upset or angry or sad or something about what you said or did, and I'm noticing I'm getting over it. So it's kind of a physical process happening in the body and a process happening in the contact with the other. So it's not that you need my forgiveness, you're a bad person, you need forgiveness, but rather something that I experience physically, bodily in me and mentally as well. Like the thought of you doing whatever you did or saying whatever you said is not kind of ongoingly spinning on me, but I'm kind of noticing that I'm letting go. It's not so much occupying my system. And part of, I think, forgiveness and getting over stuff is willingness as well. Like, yeah, I want to get over this. I don't want to hang on to my anger and my righteousness and keeping this between us. But I have the state of willingness, a place of wanting not to be angry with you anymore, not to hold something against you. And sometimes people might do big and really shitty things. And forgiveness is even then possible. Forgiveness in a way like, yeah, I don't still agree that was alright what you did. And I don't want to carry it with me anymore. So it's kind of for the purpose of me. And then for about asking forgiveness, I think it's totally fine and normal. Hey, I'm sorry about the way I talked to you. I'm sorry for calling you lazy or calling you an asshole or the way I was blaming you. Will you forgive me? And then the other one has, of course, an option to say yes or no, or let me check in, I'm not sure, or I want to forgive you and I'm not there yet, or whatever it is. But like a genuine dialogue, I'm sorry for what I did. I want you to forgive me. And then the other one having the space to check in where they're at. If they're still upset about that, then it's good to express that and stay with the upset and anger. And not to kind of force forgiveness or just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, will you forgive me, when that's not genuine from the person of saying too. And people are, like I've said many times, people are good at smelling bullshit. So if you kind of say, I'm sorry, without meaning it, the other person most likely will feel it too, that you don't really mean that you're sorry. So kind of having a pattern or kind of just ongoing way of saying I'm sorry without meaning it, I would advise you to just observe that pattern and start to kind of just allow you not to say I'm sorry if you're not sorry. And one person posing the question was like, yeah, I tend to say I'm sorry a lot, kind of expecting a perfection from me, and if I'm not perfect, then I'm saying or should say I'm sorry. And I'm saying, well, none of us are perfect. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. We fuck up. We say crazy things. We do stuff in anger. And that's how we are as human beings, and that's all right. Living this life is not about perfection. I think it's about owning your stuff and being willing to stay present, being willing to clean up. Like, hey, I'm sorry I said that way. Hey, I feel guilty. I feel bad. I feel sad that I behaved in that way. And then engage in a conversation. How do you feel about it? So also not to kind of rush into a place of forgiveness and everything is cool. Because if everything is not cool at this very moment, then let's be willing to stay in that uncomfortable place. I'm not okay with what happened. You're not okay. What happened? And we're staying with that. And that kind of place can create great connection. There can be a lot of shifts in the body. And it becomes a lot less about who's right and who's wrong, because that doesn't really ever lead to connection that leads to some mental arguments and debates, rather than, hey, I'm feeling upset. Hey, I want to hear what you're saying. Or I'm feeling guilty for what I said. So for me, it's really vital to be in the process of talking about what happened when an anger or whatever situation is over, and be willing to express whatever is happening. Like, at this moment, I'm so mad that I think I will never forgive you. And feel your body, and there's like, yeah. And I imagine I will, and I want to. And that might take a little bit of time. And it's not about you being a bad person, it's just me feeling really upset about this point. So for me, the words again are kind of secondary, and the primary is I'm staying in contact with you. I'm looking at you. I'm willing to share. I'm willing to witness. I'm willing to hear, actually be present and hear what you're saying, rather than stick with my personal agenda. And noticing the thoughts, noticing the bodily sensations, noticing whatever's arising in me. And rather becoming a noticer than with a person with agenda. All right, let me know if you have more questions about forgiveness and guilt and whatever is related. And this is Tuulia of Honesty Europe. I'm here, I guess, to answer your questions. Ciao!